Hello, this is Ben Martineg with Bona Fide Finance. I work specifically with physicians to help them build a strong foundation. And one of the things that we like to work on with our clients, especially maybe something that's particularly true to our own heart, and it's a little bit of a surprise because you don't necessarily expect it, especially if you're a physician who's making quite a bit of money. And a lot of times people think that, wow, when you finally are making that doctor money, a lot of your financial worries and troubles are behind you. Well, that's not exactly the case, especially if you're a physician who you're the first one in your family to come into wealth. You might be a first generation wealthy. You're the first time you've ever seen this sort of income. Maybe you're even the first time you've ever gone to college. And so your upbringing kind of by default was one met with financial struggle and challenge and difficulty. You weren't sure what to think of money because there just really wasn't a whole lot of it. And it left maybe a sense of emptiness or hurt or pain or just a challenge. You saw people like really truly suffering due to lack of means. And that suffering left an impact, it imprinted something in your mind. And then maybe even more so, your family members haven't necessarily migrated onward and they're still back there in those same struggles and those same challenges, same difficulties. And so you feel very much inclined to want to help them because you remember what it was like to grow up in that situation. And so like one of the things we want to chat about is like, well, how do you work through this money problem? Because it is a real money problem. Like on one hand, you should get awarded for all your hard work and your success and your sacrifice. And you deserve to receive and earn some of this money and make a good life for yourself. That's part of what you've earned from your hard work. But at the same time, maybe there's other family members who also sacrificed to help get you through school. And, they felt or carried a burden to make this happen for you. And so you want to give back to them. But there's kind of like an unsilent degree of stress or at least strains attached to that because there was no formal agreement in place between you and your family, much like there's never really much of a formal agreement between family members. They're your family. You take care of them. That's the sense that you have. And so there's this challenge of boundaries and responsibility, knowing how much you should give back to them and when it's enough, and knowing when it's okay to say no. And you may find yourself, really helpless saying no to other family members, especially maybe at your own detriment. You're not willing to say no because you feel like it's wrong to say no. You feel like so much was given to you and now they're still in this place again of suffering and you want to bring them out of that. But now it's maybe delaying some goals. Perhaps it's delaying, a home purchase, or it's delaying saving money for retirement. Maybe it's putting yourself in excess financial burden through like credit card debts where you're like, well, I make all this money. It's okay for me to do this for myself because I can make it work. And so you try to take on all the responsibility of just not the family, but maybe even the whole world. When as much as you do make quite a bit of money in your situation, you don't make enough to solve all of the world's problems. Honestly, you probably don't even make enough to solve all of your family's problems. And so one of the best things you can do for yourself in this situation is work with an advisor who understands. I grew up in modest means as well. And so I know these challenges. I'm living through them in my own life on the day-to-day, and where you want to give back and you want to help and you want to address people who are still struggling. But at the same time, you need to be able to allow yourself to move forward and move on and make a good life for yourself. And so this whole process of setting boundaries and expectations and saying no is something you may not even know. You haven't even really gone through it because there's a good chance it wasn't even part of your upbringing. And so working with a financial advisor like myself can help walk you through and give you confidence and certainty and clarity on what boundaries to set and to feel okay with setting them because you're not the one setting them. You're allowing me to help you set them through the conversation that we'll have. Let's keep a priority on your finances. You deserve that. You've worked hard. We can also, though, make room to take care of your family members because, well, they've probably sacrificed for you and it's right for you to give back to them. So if you're interested in learning more, let's have you schedule a call and you can reach out to hello@bonafidefinance.com to set up that introductory call so we can begin working together to help you in your situation.